We're good.
Okay, I've got, well, the clock in here says 6:35, but what is
31.
6:31? Okay, introduction of the board. So Linda Proctor, myself present, vice chair. Paul Bastani, treasurer, hopefully he's on his way. Andrew Dowie, councilor representative. Brian Houston, council representative. Jessica Fowler, director. Jules Champoux, director. Joe Frantelligi, director. Leo Demars, director, present, and Tecumseh BIA staff, Denise Palacia. Declaration of conflicts of interest. Anybody? Hearing none. Thank you. Approval of the annual general minutes, general meeting minutes of 2020. That was all sent out to you as well. Any comments or changes?
Motion to approve.
Okay. Who did that, Jules? Sorry.
No.
We need a seconder.
Seconded.
Leo, thank you.
Yeah.
Approved and carried. Excuse me. The 2020 auditors report went out in the email. The
hold
year-end.
on.
We didn't vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor? Accepting the minutes. Opposed? Approved. Thank you. The 2020 auditors report, that would be Paul giving that one, but the year-end report was audited by KPMG LLP and approved by the Board of Management in the town of Tecumseh. Paul, to explain the December 31st, 2020 year-end financials. So Denise, you want me to just read through this?
Sure, you can, or I can. It's up to you.
Okay, budget revenues, 139,400. Budget actual revenues, 131,392. Budget expenses, 117,210. Actual expenses, 120,570. Budget annual surplus, 22,190. Actual annual surplus, 10,822. Budgeted accumulated surplus beginning the year, 69,214. Actual accumulated surplus, 69,214. Budgeted accumulated surplus end of year, 91,404. Actual accumulated surplus, 80,036. Are there any questions? Okay, not hearing any. Yes. Motion to receive the financial report. Jules or Leo, seconded by Jules. All in favor of accepting the report? Thank you. Approved, carried.
Okay, so we'll move on to the accomplishments in 2020. Okay, so for the board right now, we've got Linda Proctor as vice chair, treasurer is Paul Bastani, and our directors, we've got Joe Fratangeli, Jules Champoux, Jessica Fowler, Leo Demars, and our counselors are Andrew Dowie and Brian Houston, and I am the BIA coordinator. Obia, we did not have we did have a trip to Obia we did not have a trip to Obia in 2020. I apologize. For social media in 2020, our Tecumseh BIA website, our average monthly page views were 1,000 to 2,000. Our average monthly unique page views were 1,000 to 3,000. And our common sectors viewed on our website were health and wellness, restaurants, financial, and retail. Our Facebook likes in 2020, we gained substantial amount of likes. To date, we've got 1,592. Our Twitter rose up to 557, and we created a BIA Instagram in 2020. So we went from 0 to 718 to date. All 4 of our social media platforms are used to promote the Tecumseh BIA members, the sales and service promotions, beautification projects, special events, as well as events that are happening and take place throughout the year that impact the area, the community, and the town of Tecumseh. In 2020, we purchased some Tecumseh Proud swag, which is a new brand that we created here. So we got shopping bags, water bottles, notepads, pens, with the Tecumseh Proud new logo that we created for our brand. And our Tecumseh BIA membership grew in 2020, despite COVID. So our property owners from December 31st, 2019 to December 31st, 2020 was 139 to 140. Vacant lots, units, and buildings went from 41 to 45. And our memberships by sectors, I'll just go down here. So arts and entertainment went from 5 to 3. Dining went from 60 to 55. Health and wellness went from 133 to 137. Home and commercial services stayed at 14 for both years. Professional services was 62 to 63. Retail, we went from 129 to 125. Vacant lots stayed at 16 for both years. Property owners went from 139 to 140. Our vacant lots and buildings went from 35 to 45. And our residential and commercial houses stayed at 12 for both years. And associate memberships, we went from 2 to 3. So altogether, the members that vote went from 607 to 613. And these numbers were impacted by COVID, obviously, with the amount of closures we had with small businesses. So our COVID plan in 2020, the Tecumseh BIA passed out some signage, disposable masks, and sanitizer twice throughout the year to all of our Tecumseh BIA members. It was very successful the first time around, so we actually went back and ordered a second round, and we delivered them. We hand delivered them ourselves to all of our members. We inform members via social media and email about the government updates regarding their businesses that could open, businesses that could close under specific regulations and protocols. So that way everyone was up to date. Any questions that they had, they went through me, and I went through the town of Tecumseh to answer those questions. So the programs that we ran in 2020 to help with our businesses, to date, we have worked with Eyes on Windsor, creating the Eyes on Tecumseh brand. And we've completed 9 articles with them throughout the year 2020 and 2021 that featured 38 local businesses. And the BIA subsidized $50 of the cost, resulting in the businesses only owing $25 of the $75 feature cost. Tecumseh dollars, that grew substantially in 2020. We advertised more for it in 2020 than we have ever done. And we revamped how we sold Tecumseh dollars from just selling at 2 points out of the year, which were the 2 most important retail times, which is the summer and the winter for Christmas, to all year round. So the BIA issued Tecumseh dollars throughout 2020 as door prizes for various community events, members' grand openings, and of course our BIA sponsored event for the 14th annual Gallery Without Walls banner contest for our first, second, and third place winners. Grand openings in 2020, we only had 5, and that of course is due to COVID as well. Marketing, we did the 14th annual Christmas Tecumseh dollar contest, and we gave away prize $1,000 worth of Tecumseh dollars. And for our Gallery Without Walls banner contest, our 14th annual Gallery Without Walls banner contest, our theme was your favorite book character. And we had 24 original drawings selected out of 54 submissions. Usually we have a lot more than that, but because of COVID, we weren't able to go and advertise from school to school. So it was only done via social media and internet buzz. Social media for Tecumseh dollars, we had a bunch of giveaways that we did virtually this year because of the fact that we couldn't have events, in the year 2020. So we did a bunch of marketing via social media, so Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we came up with a bunch of giveaways for different holidays throughout the year. For example, we did stuff for Christmas, March break, Mother's Day, Father's Day, for summer, back to school, and Christmas. And Tecumseh Dollar donations, we gave away some donations to for Earth Day for Tecumseh Parks and Rec. We did one for Tecumseh Terry Fox Run, Habitat for Humanity, Windsor Cancer Center Foundation, and Kidney for Carson.
Busy year.
Now we're going to move on to the 2022 budget, unless anyone has any questions about the 2020 highlights. Linda, do you want to do the budget or proposed budget, or do you want me to go through it with you?
You can start. Don't
Okay.
mind.
Okay. So we did our proposed budget for 2022. And if you guys want to look in the column for, where are we here? We'll focus on 2024 afterwards, but for 2022, our budget in 2021 for the levy was 132,000. And for 2022, we're going to keep it at 132,000. I'm just going to go down each line if that's okay with you guys. Do you have it open there to follow? Okay. So the levy adjustments, it was 1,500 in 2021. 2022, it's staying at 1,500. Supplementary, we have 2,000 in 2021, and it's staying at 2,000 in 2022. Writer-offs, $500, we're staying at $500 in 2022. BIA associate memberships, we're at 500, we're staying at 500 in 2022. Transfer from reserve, in 2021, we had $24,050. In 2022, we're upping it to 30 grand. Events and sponsor revenue, we're at 7,600 for 2021. For 2022, we're staying at 7,600. For miscellaneous revenue, it's empty across the board. Interest revenue, we're at 1,900 for 2021. For 2022, we're upping it, or sorry, we're lowering it to 1,500. Total revenue, 167,550 for 2021. For 2022, it's going to be, well, we're predicting it to be 173,100. Expenses is empty across the board. Permits and license, we have $100 set aside in 2021. In 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Accounting and legal fees, we're currently at 10,900 for 2021. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Bank charges for 2021, we have 3,250. For 2022, we have it at $2,050. Insurance, we currently have it at $200. And for 2022, we're keeping it the same at $200. Insurance claims is empty across the board. Clothing expense, we currently have $300 set aside for 2021. For 2022, we're keeping it empty. We're not going to have any money there for that. Meals and entertainment, we currently have it set aside for $1,000. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Seminars and conferences, we currently have $1,700 for 2021. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Membership and association, we've got $250 in 2021. In 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Office rent, we've got $12,000 set aside. In 2022, we're predicting it to be $13,200 due to the increase. Office and miscellaneous expense, we currently have it at $1,800. And in 2022, we're going to lower it to $1,750. Freight and courier costs, we currently have $200. In 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Software and computer expenses, we currently have $2,000 set aside for 2021. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Repairs and maintenance fees, we currently have $1,350 set aside. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Telephone and internet expenses, we currently have $1,700 for 2021. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Website and storage expenses, we currently have $300 for 2021. For 2022, we're going to up it to $500 due to the new programs we're using here for our marketing and advertising. For travel, we currently have $1,800 set aside for 2021. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Mileage expense is $300 for 2021. We're going to up it to $500 for 2022. We currently have mileage reports that reflect the need for increase due to the amount of advertising and marketing we're currently doing for our members, and the number of our members and the demand is going up and up. Wages and salaries, we currently have $40,000 set aside. For 2022, we've got $41,000 set aside. For EI expense, we currently have $800. For 2022, we're going to up it to $900. The CPP expense right now is $1,700. For 2022, it's going to be $1,800. Advertising and marketing, we currently have $12,800 set aside for that. In 2022, we're going to lower it to $10,600. Sponsorships and donations, we currently have $3,500 set aside for 2021. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Promotional photography, we currently have $100 set aside for that. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Tecumseh dollar expense, we currently have 35 grand set aside for that. For 2022, we're going to keep it the same. Beautification and events, we currently have $50,950 set aside for that. For 2022, we're going to lower it to $44,200. Expenditures total, we currently have $184,500 for 2021. For 2022, we're going to lower it to $173,100. So year-end surplus deficit, we currently have $16,950. And obviously there's nothing yet for 2022. So if there's any questions about the budget, or if you want me to go back and reread something to make it more clear or explain anything, I can do that as well. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, Andrew?
Thank you, Denise. Just maybe a general question of the actuals column. There's still with a couple months left in the calendar year, though those will change by December, right? Like, for example,
Right.
it just, we know we have more rent, we know we gotta pay you, etc. So just wanted
Right.
to confirm that.
Yes, so right now, those numbers that I didn't read out the actuals yet, just the budget, but the actuals that we're currently standing at right now, those were updated on October 17th, which was 2 days ago. So those are the most current numbers that we have, but yes, to answer your question, they are going to increase due to us not being completed yet with 2021.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions on the budget?
I was just wondering why we lowered the expenditures on the beautification and events by 6,000, almost, well, around there.
So for 2021, we predicted on doing a big project, but next year, the projects that we had predicted to do didn't result in as much money as we would have needed for the previous year.
Okay.
We went through a bunch of plans of things that we wanted to do for next year, but we just think that it staying at 50,000 would be an overkill, and we could use that money somewhere else. Due to the fact that COVID's still around and we don't know how next year is going to be, it could just be a reflection of this year, and we could use that money due to some research that we've done for the past year where it could be used in a better way to help benefit our businesses.
Okay.
Anybody else? And to touch on that too, Jules, we're currently only standing at 16,950 for the actuals versus what was predicted for that column, which was 50,950. So we haven't even taken like a quarter of that out yet. So we just thought that keeping it at 50 grand was a little too much for that, since we haven't even dipped in substantially into that yet, and we're already in October.
I guess we'll have to figure out some more projects.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a couple on the go to bring to light, but yeah, we haven't even, the big project that we thought was a big project after looking at the numbers doesn't seem like it's so big after the budget that we were given. So yeah, could just use that money in better ways to help benefit the membership, because after all, it's what we're here for, right? So anyone else? Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the 2022 proposed budget? Jules? Seconder? I can do that, I guess. Can I do that? Can I
Yeah.
second that motion?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. The next one is the Town of Tecumseh BIA constitutional amendment. There'll be one amendment made to the Constitution, and that is to change our address to the new address of 12122 Tecumseh Road East, Unit 2, Tecumseh, Ontario, N8N 1L9. Motion to approve the one amendment.
Do that
Glad that you
motion.
guys are here. Leo and Jules, all in favor of that amendment? Carried. Thank you. Nominations for executive was deferred to the regular board meeting. No, I didn't see this one. Okay, in 2022, like Paul, Denise said, we've got a few things on the go. Our main one right now is the mural. We haven't nailed it down yet, but we're still looking at a number of projects for next year. We're hoping to get a full board by the end of November, December, because this working skeleton staff here is getting a little difficult. So, but I want to thank the Board of Management, the staff, and the town, and the members and the volunteers for anybody who's given us a hand getting through this, even though it's been COVID and we haven't had the night markets and all that other stuff to do. It's been a lot of running around and attending to our members' needs as far as, like Denise said, the COVID stuff, and handing out the dollars and being here the first Monday of every month, selling the Tecumseh dollars. If you want a real experience someday, just join us, because it's quite the enterprise. So I just thank you very much for your contributions. So is there any new business or comments or questions anybody has about the AGM? Denise?
Linda, I just want to point out too, if anyone's watching at home, the reason we were late was because of a technical issue. Because I know that some people, I could hear my emails going off if those emails are about why we were late. I just wanted to point out that we were late by almost half hour, just due to some technical issues with Zoom. So the Tecumseh Bay Board apologizes for that.
Yes.
That happens. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. So then a motion to adjourn, and if there's no further business, the October 20th, 2021 general meeting will begin at 7 o'clock. Motion to adjourn the AGM. Jules? Leo?
Yep.
Approved? All in favor? Carried? Opposed? Carried? Thank you. So I've got 6:55.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Do
you.
you want me to end this one and send out
Yes.
a link to the RGM? Okay. All right. So I'll end this
So
one
when we-
here, and I'll send you guys a new link to get in for the RGM Zoom meeting.
Okay, we'll meet back at 7.
Okay.
Okay,
See you
thank
in
you.
5 minutes.